Hello and welcome to another episode of the Just a Girl Yapping podcast. My name's Mia and I'm your host. And on today's episode, I want to talk about the that girl trend. And you've probably seen this trend on TikTok, and it nowadays, I say nowadays like it's like decades ago. Nowadays, you can see it in many different forms. So whether you know this trend as the pink Pilates princess, pink skincare, the everything shower, like the kind of ballet core girl, that girl, or whether you know it as the 5 a.m. morning routine, green juice, yoga, gratitude journal, activewear that girl, or the baddie, confidence guru, luxury lifestyle, living your best life, that girl, you know it. You definitely know it. You've definitely seen it. It usually comes in the form of routines or a lifestyle. The that girl trend rose to everyone's attention in April of 2021, following the start of the COVID lockdown. And I think, in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinions, because this has been talked about quite a few times now, it kind of came about because in this lockdown, we all lost our minds, basically. There was a big need for routine and normality, and everyone started doing all these challenges, like reading loads of books, losing loads of weight, cooking new foods, trying those new things that could help them spend their time in an intentional and productive way. And productivity was a really, really big thing that we were all trying to achieve. And the intention of the That Girl morning routine and whole trend is to motivate you to have your life together, I guess. But it isn't really as positive as we originally viewed it to be, because having your life together looks different for everybody. It doesn't always look like gratitude journaling, waking up at 5 a.m, all of these things that we perceive as being that girl. And it kind of promotes this idea that this lifestyle is self-care, where it could actually be very damaging for some people due to burnout and things like that. It's also the idea that your life has to look like this to be seen as put together. So you have to do all of these things, or you don't have a good life, basically. Your life isn't valid, your life isn't productive, you aren't living it to the fullest that you could be. And some people just have different desires to what they can get out of their life. It's okay to have bed days, or days where, God forbid, you don't do your gratitude journal, or you never even do your gratitude journal. I've never one day in my life done a gratitude journal. It's a very unattainable standard of life, and you just, not everyone can get up at 5 a.m. in the morning and feel like a real person at the end of the day. Come on now, let's be realistic. Another big issue with it is that overproductivity is the route to burnout. It is a direct route. If you're doing more things than you're supposed to be doing in a day, realistically, you can't keep that up for a long time. So by doing this overproductive daily routine, you're going to burn out and get really tired from it. Like I said, waking up at 5 in the morning every single day is not good. And even the kind of rest days that are portrayed on this are not rest days. My rest days are staying in bed and eating comfort food. But by doing a normal and maybe productive, however you see productivity for yourself, routine with lower expectations, you can maintain that lifestyle for a lot longer before you burn out. Or if you never burn out, you can just keep doing it. And more problems with the that girl trend and the routine and the kind of it girl, Pilates princess whole thing, is the consumerism and capitalism aspects. It kind of discourages and excludes people who might not have the money for the new Lululemon workout set, or that yoga mat, or the new Stanley Cup, or whatever, because it's less of a lifestyle and more of an aesthetic of things you have to have and compile to be able to live this life. It's still a fun routine to do sometimes, not every aspect of it, maybe not the 5 a.m. I know I keep going on about this 5 a.m, but literally I think I would die if I did 5 a.m. every single week. I can barely handle doing 6 a.m. once a week. But yeah, it's fun, but it should not be romanticized as a normal lifestyle to lead. And many therapists have actually come out saying that they really do not agree with it because it sets unrealistic standards for people. And a lot of people who are seeing this like trend and routine going around on TikTok, like the really popular videos, where it's called the that girl trend, it's actually women who have jobs and who have a lot of things in their life that you can't have when you're a teenager, like having independence with money and having your own home to be able to do the things that you want to do. It doesn't fit around the lifestyle of a girl. And I know the whole girlhood thing is that you can be in any stage of life, but for this purpose, we're going to use it like this. And a lot of people who are consuming these videos are young teenage girls who think that they aren't living their life right because the girls that they see are living in big Hollywood mansions. Probably not Hollywood. I don't have a very good concept of America. But yeah, they're living in these mansions and these like, they have these really like luxurious things that you can't really have when you don't have that much freedom with money as a teenager. Basically, this isn't self-care. It isn't. Unless this is your lifestyle and you can thrive this way, you do you. But, you know, you can practice self-care without the kind of, I don't want to use the word toxic, but I'm going to use the word toxic. You can do self-care without this toxic lifestyle by doing these like simple things that you don't have to always fit into your weekly or even daily routine. Things like a random bath or a face mask. I'm not saying random bath as in like never wash yourself. Like, I think of a bath as a relaxing thing. Random bath or face mask, or journaling when you really need to. I journal sometimes, but only when I've had a really big day and I just need to get it out. I don't force myself to do it every single day because I think it just becomes draining after a while trying to do stuff. And I can find that actually journaling every day when I might not need to can make me more anxious because it promotes overthinking occasionally. But that might just be a me thing, but you know. But yeah, having these like surprise impromptu acts of self-care can help more than planning it endlessly and waiting for it all day and like it just being another thing that you need to tick off of this endless to-do list. And it makes it seem like a mandatory thing, especially if you're also doing like vlogs and things like that and trying to make that all aesthetic. It can be really damaging to yourself. But yeah, it just defeats the whole purpose of treating yourself if your self-care has to be like drilled into this routine. Treat yourself. Impromptu, surprise things. It can be really nice. That is all for today's episode. Another quite short one. I know I say that every single episode, but you don't understand. I had so much written down to talk about today. I've talked about it all and it's only been 8 minutes. I just talk really fast. It's a big issue. I'm trying to reel it in, especially because I want to have guests on here and things like that. We're trying. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. As always, you can find all of my links in the description. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel and following the podcast on Spotify. And I love you. Go have a nice day and do your self-care. Treat yourself. Bye.